we're at our annual stop at beautiful Bulle Rock.
It's great here, and you know what? It's really not that far.
Now, I know you have some favorite holes on the back like you did on the front, one of them being the
But when you stand on this second tee, he hits you right in the teeth and says, wow, this is Pete Dye. And it always seems like they're tinkering with things. You know, Sean, how you doing? Well, you know, it's just like, you know, if you got
How
something.
about 2 nice cold drinks?
It would be nice.
And look at that. What did I do for you again? Ashley.
That's
Well, here we are in the month of April. Augusta is behind us. And now here we are for our annual trip to Bulle Rock. Hi again, everybody, along with Colleen Wolfe. I'm Harry Donahue. Yes, we're in Maryland, Haverty Grace, and we're at our annual stop at beautiful Bulle Rock.
It's great here, and you know what? It's really not that far from Philadelphia. A little over an hour. It's right off 95. And once you get here, it's so worth it. There's something for everyone here.
Pete Dye designed golf course. You never know, you're going to see plenty of natural wildlife. And as Colleen said, 18 great holes at golf. Our host, the pro, the general manager, is Rick Roundsville. And one of the things he's going to be talking about is, as they say here at Bulle Rock with the VIP program, Colleen, the only thing better than golf is more golf here at Bulle Rock. They have several different programs, and I'm sure one that would interest you. We're going to be back. Colleen and Rick looking at the front nine as Inside Golf continues from Bulle Rock. Inside Golf is brought to you by Yuengling, America's oldest brewery, and by Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where America goes to play. Visit online at phillytomyrtle.com. And by the Philadelphia Section PGA, celebrating 90 years.
The Philadelphia section of the PGA of America is celebrating 90 years. Since 1921, the professionals of the Philadelphia section have proven themselves to be the players, teachers, managers, and stewards of the game of golf in the Philadelphia area. They are the experts in the game and business of golf. Please join us in celebrating our 90-year commitment to the game of golf.
Welcome back to Inside Golf with Rick Roundsville, Director of Golf and General Manager here at Bulle Rock. Rick, it's been about a year since we've been here last. What are some of the new things?
Colleen, it's nice to have you back. It's nice to be finally in a summer, warm Maryland day. Lots of new things on the docket now. Golf course-wise, main thing is a new set of tees. So we put in a little bit shorter set of tees for maybe the senior golfers and maybe less skilled players that still want to come down here and play a great golf course. So that's primarily that's number one. Now that the LPGA Championship's gone, we've had the ability to take the rough down a little bit. So you know our rough has always been known to be pretty healthy. So we've tamed that down a little bit. So in all, made the golf course probably a little bit more playable for the average guy. And obviously there's white tees, blue tees, and based on the handicaps, you know, for the average golfers, and then we go to the golds and the blacks for the more advanced players, and if they really want the challenge back there. So the golf course now goes from 5,400 yards to 6,000 to 63 to 68, and all the way up to 7,400. So something for everybody.
Yeah, very challenging course here. You guys also have a VIP package.
We do. We have. If you go on our website, we instituted a VIP package a year ago, and it's been very, very popular. There's a couple different categories for people that want to come down multiple times. Basically, you buy 2 rounds of golf, you get 3. You get a 4th round at half price. You get a guest round at $99. You get some discounts in the restaurant when you come down to play, and so it's just a great way to, you know, for somebody who wants to come down and play Bulle Rock multiple times through the year, they can do it at a really great price.
All right, well, Rick is going to take us around the front nine. What are some of the holes that we're going to see?
Front nine today, we're going to look at probably 2 and 4 and 9, the finishing hole on the front nine. You know, three of the good holes out here, really different variety, par 5, shorter par 4, and a good finishing hole on the front nine, number 9.
All right, let's go. All right, Rick, we're here at number 2, par 5. Let's talk a little bit about this hole.
Well, it's really, I think the vision in this, when you get on this tee, this kind of opens it up and says, wow, this is Pete Dye, and this is Pete Dye's vision. I think normally on a lot of his golf courses, usually the starting hole, and both nines here, 1 and 10, are kind of mid-length par fours. Just not that bad, not that visually not that different. But when you stand on the second tee, he hits you right in the teeth and says, "Wow, this is Pete Dye," and I think it's a really good indication of what's ahead when people come to visit. It's a great par 5. Got to be very careful in the landing areas off the tee. The left side comes up very, very quickly, a little bit of water down the right side. Then you've got to negotiate the stream that's down in front of the green. So you've got to make the choice of laying up or trying to knock it over. And it's an elevated green, so and typical with here, the greens tend to be a little bit longer and narrower. So depending on where the pin placement is, you got a lot of negotiating. You got to have the right club in your hand to get it up there, in the right position on this hole. So very good challenge, very good, one of the very good starting holes, and pretty good idea what's to come.
Rick, one of the things I noticed is the variation of the course here. There's a lot of variety, whether it's the elevation changes and even the direction of the holes. That's the first thing that impressed me when I came down originally, when I was looking at hiring me, and I came down and walked the golf course in the early stages of construction, and from the day one, it's hard to believe it's been 14 years that the golf course has been open. But I think this is a real tribute to Pete. There's a wonderful mix of long and short par 4s, good par 5s, different par 3s. Every hole's different, and that's what impressed me. And in my mind, that's what makes a golf course good. If you can sit down at the end of the round and all 18 holes are in your mind, to me that's a good golf course, and I think that's what's here. He just did a wonderful job of the routing of the golf course. The fourth hole is, I think, is a typical example of one of his mid-length par 4s. Potentially can take the driver out of the good player's hand. Again, a green that slopes away from you a little bit, a narrow green, so if you miss the greens, the premium here is, a lot of the premium here is on your iron shots into the greens, and I think this is the prime example of what's here. A little bit of a bunker, big bunker and grass area in front of the green, and if you miss it right, you're in the water and you're down along the creek, and if you miss it left, you gotta negotiate it up over some hills to get it on the green. And particularly the last couple years, I think the golf course and the green speeds have been phenomenal. The golf course, condition-wise, has been terrific the last few years. So, not that it was always good, but it's been really good the last couple years. We've been really fortunate, even with some bad weather conditions last summer. This golf course stayed great all year. Rick, we're here at hole number 9. Looks like there's a couple options to play this, but what really makes this such a great finishing hole?
Visually it's stunning. It's, obviously, this is typical Pete Dye. He pulls your eye to things, sometimes where you shouldn't be going. The advantage here is, or the good thing with this hole is you can go different directions, okay? But again, and a lot of times what looks like is a route to go probably really isn't. So, I think that's particularly this hole. There's a short area here just at the back of the lake here fairway area that you can drive to, but the disadvantage there is if you go that way, you don't have a lot of green to work with. You got about 5 yards to drop your ball on again, because it's tends to be a more narrow green, and there's bunkers right up against you, and bunkers on the back side of the green, that it's not necessarily the route to go. The real route, I think, is to take it a little bit left. You might have a little longer golf club in your hand, but you're looking right into the green, and you've got a lot more room for error, because again, a typical green here, if you miss the green, you're upside down or downside up, yep. trying to get back and get near the hole. So, but again, this is, I think this is what typifies Bulle Rock. We've got what anybody in my mind would consider, we've got 10 or 12 signature holes out here, and this is one of them, and just the variety of the holes is terrific.
Well, that finishes up our look at the front 9, and you're going to take Harry on the back 9. What do you guys have in store for us?
We're going to look at number 12. It's a wonderful par 3 with a little water. 13 is my favorite hole on the back side. Terrific par 4, and then we'll finish with the bare 18 finishing hole.
All right, that's all coming up next on Inside Golf.
Experience what golfers voted #1 for quality, selection, and affordability. Over 100 different championship courses, including 7 of America's 100 greatest. Indulge in gourmet cuisine, pristine beaches that offer endless activities, active nightlife, and more. It's an easy drive, and affordable nonstop flights are now available from over 25 cities. Start planning your Myrtle Beach golf vacation today and request a free quick quote for the best package rates. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. It's where America goes to play.
Well, I came over here to the short game range to get ready for Rick in the back nine. How are you, Rick? Good to see you again.
How are you? Great. Nice
I'm doing
to have you
great.
back, and we got a nice spring day today for a change.
Yeah, we sure do. You know, Rick, here at Bulle Rock, not only do you have 18 great golf holes, but the chance to go to the driving range or come right here and practice on what may be, outside of putting, the most important part of the game.
We've got really great amenities. I think that's, you know, another part of that makes Bulle Rock special. Obviously, we've got a 3-game short game area here. We've got a 17,000 square foot putting green right to the right of the first tee, and we've got a double fairway all grass tee driving range. And along with that, we've got a great lesson program. I teach with video. I've got a great video system. So, you know, from the standpoint of people working on their game before they play, and just coming down, and you can hit all the balls you want to before you play, and obviously spend some time on the short game area before and after play. It's just, you know, it's a great complement to the golf course.
Absolutely. You know, everybody tries to hit it as far as they can with that driver. But like I said, I mentioned to you even earlier, I think the 2 most important parts of a match are figuring out everybody's handicap on the first hole and then trying to get that ball close. And this is where you take care of the latter.
And you definitely need that here. You need a good short game if you're going to come down and play Bulle Rock.
Yeah, Pete Dye, he gives you his options with his little runoff areas and everything like that, so you better have that.
He does, and there's a lot of subtleties in the greens, and just, you know, all in all, it's just a great challenge.
Now, I know you have some favorite holes on the back like you did on the front, one of them being the 13th hole, which may be your most favorite hole.
13 is my favorite hole. It's a great long par 4, but it's a great par 4. There's a ravine off to the right. You've got to be careful, and visually, in my mind, it's a stunning hole. There's an old foundation in the slope of that ravine, and so that's in my mind, that's a really great hole. And we're going to take a look at 12, which is a really neat par 3 with some water. And obviously, we're going to go check out at number 18 and finish with the, you know, with a good, strong finishing hole.
Yeah, good, strong finishing hole here at Bulle Rock. Let's take a look.
Okay.
Great. Rick, this is number 12, the first of 2 par 3s on the back 9. And you know, the genius of an architect, and certainly of Pete Dye, is what he does with the options. And here on this tee, from back right, from the tips, you got a totally different hole than front left.
You do, and you know, again, normally it's a little bit different today. The wind's blowing off the water. Usually the wind's blowing towards the water, the prevailing wind on this hole, but certainly can give you different looks. And you know, again, he's a master at drawing your eye to where you shouldn't be, and I think this is you know, this is typical of that look, and vastly different for the average golfer as far as bringing the water into play, and as it would be with a scratch golfer, and going back on the back of the tees, and having a lot different angle to it.
And like we've said so many times, part of the enjoyment of the game, here or anywhere, but especially at a golf course like this, is knowing the right set of tees for your game. There's no sense in coming back here if you're a 15 to 20 handicap golfer and saying, well, let me see what I can do from back here.
You're going to go, if you try and do that,
Plus, you want to buy a lot of balls from
right,
Rick
you're
Roundsville.
Going to buy a lot of balls, and you're going to go home with your tail between your legs. And but you know, again, this is part of what I think makes Bulle Rock so special.
Rick, here's number 13. This is a dogleg par 4, dogleg right. And if you look up there at the green, you see the traditional Pete Dye railroad ties boarding around that bunker. And then you got down here a stone wall, which they uncovered during construction. Huh?
It was an old foundation of some sort. We were never really able to find out what it was, but it just kind of blended in. This is one of my favorite holes on the golf course. It's a great driving hole. You have to be very careful. Obviously, you can't miss this fairway right at all. And You got a relatively narrow fairway. There's usually some pretty tall fescue on the left-hand side, so there's a premium on the drive. And not only that, it's the length of the hole. It's one of the longer par fours, so you've got a long iron shot into a you know, again, a pretty narrow green with well bunkered, and there's a lot of contours on the greens. It's just the epitome of a terrific par four.
And right at the dog leg, as you look from the vantage point we are here, I don't know if the camera's able to pick it up, but it does slope down, so there's a little release point, I guess, if you hit it far enough.
If you hit it far enough,
you
get a little more out of it, yes.
Yeah.
It does help a little bit. But you can also get some side hill lies, a little bit side hill. The ball's a little bit below your feet a lot of times there, so it's just a great par four. And
then up there, you got to land it on the green, because the way it's bunkered and the entrance point, you can't take a chance of just running something up there.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to run it up. There's a little depression in the front, and it kind of runs up, slopes slightly up in the front of the green. So you got to hit a good shot in there.
Rick, this is number 18, great closing hole. And you know, one thing we didn't talk about too much this trip, the last time we were on 18 here, we saw a deer coming out of the nearby woods. And then on our trip here this time, we saw an eagle soaring over a pond. I think there were actually two of them. You never know what you're going to run into.
One of the great things about the golf course, there's a lot of nature, and you know, we see a lot of different, you know, obviously birds and animals around here, being close to the bay, and just where we are, the location is really, nighttime there's deer all over the place out here. It's pretty cool.
When the LPGA McDonald's Championship was here, this is a very memorable hole, and of course you have the water up the left side, and then the green. You can do a lot of things with the pin placement once you get there.
This hole reminds me very much of the TPC 18 finishing hole in the TPC Championship. Although this is probably a little tougher. It's a little longer, and it's also a little more narrow, and the water goes all the way across the back of the green, and so again, there's a premium particularly on this hole of hitting a good tee shot, and you got a pretty good little bit of undulation on the green going in. So it's definitely a great finishing hole, and it's from all the way back. It's just about 490 from the very back of the tee. So it can definitely be a challenge. Today we're into the wind, so it's a bear today.
And here we are in April, and we don't get the full bloom treatment of what this golf course is like. In another month or so, you're going to see the fescue grass, which is dominant on a lot of the holes, and it adds a whole different look to Bulle Rock.
You know, it's great from that standpoint. It's really neat to watch spring come, watch summer come. The fescue grows tall, it's green, and then it turns brown, and then the leaves come out in the fall, and there's so many different color variations. You know, from late spring to late fall. It's always driving up the lane every day, coming in the morning, and you know, from the golfer standpoint, when you come here, you drive a mile up that lane to come into the golf course, and if that doesn't get you ready to play golf here, I don't know what would. And,
well, from our vantage point, right behind number 18 at Bulle Rock, we can look up on the hill in the clubhouse. You made some changes in the restaurant, the bar area, and you have some great nightly specials.
We did. We have nightly specials, taco night, seafood night, pasta night, steak night through the course of the week. So if you're down here playing golf and you want to stay for dinner, there's always something good. We revamped the menu a lot, so it's priced very competitively. We've got tablecloth dining as well as casual dining in the rooms. We've got a banquet room, full service banquet room, and some meeting rooms, so it's a great place to have a little corporate event if you're looking to get out of the Philadelphia area and you know, do some golf entertaining out of town.
You know, the 19th hole is so frequently my best hole on the golf course, so I think I'm going to take you up on that.
Good,
okay?
Good.
All right. Hey, Rick, always a pleasure.
All right, thank you.
To come down here to beautiful Bulle Rock. We got the winds coming off Chesapeake Bay. I know that sometimes is a bad sign, though, right? A little storm, maybe?
We might get a little storm usually when it comes off the bay, but it's you know, finally spring's going to be here. So if you're looking to take that little venture, come down and see us. We're only really about an hour and 15-20 minutes out of downtown Philly without traffic. So we're 4 miles off of 95, so we're easy to get to.
As they say at Bulle Rock, named for a thoroughbred and designed by a legend. We'll be back. Teed Off coming up next here on Inside Golf.
If 5 friends are having a light beer and they all put their drinks down in the same place, how long will it take to find the Yingling Light Lager? About that long, because the rich amber color of Yingling Light Lager makes it stand out from the rest. The true lager flavor, however, makes it disappear. 99 calories, 100% authentic lager. Yingling Light Lager, from America's oldest brewery. Rethink your light beer.
Guests of Inside Golf enjoy dining at Sin Sin, the popular Asian fusion restaurant located on Germantown Avenue in the heart of scenic Chestnut Hill.
And now it's time for Teed Off, brought to you by Yingling, America's oldest brewery.
The more I practice, the luckier I get.
Time for our Inside Golf Teed Off segment. We're at McGurk's in Fort Washington, right at Route 73 and Bethlehem Pike, with our panel that includes today from 97.5 The Fanatic, Mike Missinelli. Mike Kern of the Philadelphia Daily News, Joe Giuliano, who writes a lot of golf and some other things for the Philadelphia Inquirer, and from Huntington Valley Country Club, longtime head professional Jack Conley. Jack, let's begin with you. We're talking today about swing coaches and teaching the game at all levels, but in particular on the PGA Tour. Arnold Palmer once said he never had a swing coach. He relied on his father, who taught him the game. Once a year, he'd see him for 5 minutes. He'd offer maybe a tip or two, and then he wouldn't see him again for another year. Today, swing coaches are almost in the hip pocket of these guys. What gives with that?
Well, I think anytime you can get somebody that gives you the mental confidence, that's what it's all about. I mean, when I go for a lesson, I just want to go and have somebody just talk to me, tell me what's wrong, and let's figure out a way. I'm not into all this technology. I've never seen myself on film and don't really want to.
Okay. You're afraid of what you'll see, huh?
Well, some of the things that I've been able to do, I'm not sure I would have been able to do them had I seen what I looked like. But the game today is just tee it up, get it in the hole as quick as you can, and I don't need a lot of this other stuff. The guys around here that if I went to is one of our old longtime friends who passed away last year, Ronnie Rolfe at North Hills. Ronnie was at North Hills for 42 years, and Ronnie Rolfe had that KISS syndrome, keep it simple, stupid. And for me, that meant more to me than anything else. So I wasn't into all this technology and really don't care for it.
Mike,
but I'm old school.
You're busy. You probably don't have enough time even for lessons, right?
I've seen myself on film.
And?
It's not pretty.
What's the verdict?
But when they fixed it, it was amazing how good it looked.
Really?
But what was the biggest story in golf last year? Who's going to be Tiger Woods' swing coach?
Right.
You know, he got rid of...
Still is.
Still, well, but now he's picked one at least. I mean, I think it's Foley. But I'm just saying, that's become, you know, we talk to Sean O'Hare a lot because he's our, and it always seems like they're tinkering with things. You know, Sean, how you doing? Well, you know, and just like, you know, if you got something that works, if you were successful, but Tiger is I mean, he's broken down his swing several times. Phil's probably been through different things in his career, I guess. I don't know. It's just, that seems like the way it is now.
But Phil has 2 swing coaches, a long game coach and a short game coach, and Dave Pells and everything else. It's like, and Phil's, I think Phil should watch his own DVD. That'd be great. I mean, you know, that gives you great advice. But I don't know. It's you know, the old paralysis by analysis. And, you know, the guys are always looking for an advantage. But as Jack said, you know, confidence is the thing.
They're always trying to get better.
I guess they're just looking for somebody they'll say something that'll give them the confidence to succeed. But they change every week, seemingly.
It's like, you know, there's 2 sides to this, and I hear what Jack is saying because, you know, guys like us, obviously, we see ourselves on film, we can figure out what we're doing wrong because we do a lot wrong. These guys don't do a lot wrong, and they've risen through the ranks trusting a typical swing. But now they're like almost NASCARs, you know, where you're at a high level, and now just a little mechanical flaw can throw you off because everybody is so good. You know, it's like a starting pitcher. You know, a guy like Roy Halladay or Cliff Lee, they're great pitchers, but if they have a little mechanical flaw making the ball rise or whatever it is, I think that's where coaching comes in.
And if you look at 10 different guys, you take 10 and look at them, they all have 10 different swings. Yeah. It might be a little, but I mean, you know, and then they'll show you films of, you know, Tiger in '98 and Tiger now, and you're like, it's not even the same guy. It's really hard to keep track.
It's more about the confidence part.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about the confidence.
And I would also say I don't play for $1.4 million every week either. So had I done that, maybe I would take a little more interest in seeing what it looks like and just seeing that one little thing that gives you the mental confidence to go out there and just do it.
How about, is there a lot of pressure on pros, guys that, you know, do what you do for a living, from members at clubs or just people coming to take lessons saying, hey, I want to be able to hit the ball this far and I want to be able to make every putt? Or does that not play a factor?
Oh, it plays a factor, but then when you say how much you play in the practice and they say not very much, then they end the discussion. It's, you can only take people with, that want to have the commitment, and very few of the members at our club have that kind of commitment.
What was the line that Gary Player once said when somebody said that was a lucky shot, and he said, yeah, the
The more I practice, the luckier I get.
The luckier I get.
But the other thing is, quickly, if you're a swing coach, you have to find something wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You're being hired to find something wrong, so maybe you're going to, just tinker a little bit.
And the more you charge, the better lesson it is.
It's like an intern.
Let's go to the videotape, as they say. Inside Golf continues in just a moment.
Teed Off has been taped on location at McGurk's on Bethlehem Pike in Fort Washington, PA. Come to McGurk's to check out our new menu, weekly specials, and live entertainment on Fridays and Saturdays. For more information, go to mcgurkspub.com.
The Philadelphia section of the PGA of America is celebrating 90 years. Since 1921, the professionals of the Philadelphia section have proven themselves to be the players, teachers, managers, and stewards of the game of golf in the Philadelphia area. They are the experts in the game and business of golf. Please join us in celebrating our 90-year commitment to the game of golf.
Colleen Wolf's wardrobe is provided by Adidas, the leader in men's and women's apparel for the athletic golfer. Well, here we are at the lounge at Silks, and behind us, some of the new additions to the Silks Lounge. Beautiful murals with your, I don't know, is your favorite horse up there?
That's right, yeah, Bulle Rock. All done by local artists. And here at Silks, they have the bar and lounge, they have a formal dining room, and they also have outside seating.
It is just fantastic. Don't forget, the great VIP program that Rick talked about, something that's going to interest you, can be found right here at Bulle Rock and their VIP program. I love that expression. The only thing better than golf
is
more golf. Hey folks, thanks for joining us. For more information on Bulle Rock,
InsideGolf.net.
That's all you have to do. You look very comfortable sitting there in that chair at Silks.
I don't think I'm going to get up for another hour or so. You look comfortable too.
I am, except one thing is missing. How about 2 nice cold drinks?
Would be nice.
And look at that. What did I do for you again? Ashley.
That's amazing.
Thank you. On demand, huh? I got a little drag still going here at Bulle Rock. That's going to do it for this week's edition of Inside Golf. For Colleen Wolf, I'm Harry Donahue. And remember, no matter how bad it's going for you, don't pick up. The finish of another perfect day.
Unless it's a beer.
At Bulle Rock. See you next time on Inside Golf. You first. Inside Golf has been brought to you by Yuengling, America's oldest brewery, and by Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Now fly nonstop on Spirit Airlines. Details at phillytomyrtle.com. And by the Philadelphia Section PGA, celebrating 90 years.